Another device has arrived. Look, came in the post today. They seem to be getting better and better, so let's see what this one is like. It's from a company called Aoocci. I think they've sent me a 6-inch display, and I think it comes with cameras and tire pressure monitors. I'm not so sure if it comes with the cameras, but they've asked me to have a look and to see what it's like, and I'm very happy to oblige. I will be installing it on my motorbike. So stick around and let's see what we can think of Aoocci as a Android Auto or CarPlay device for your motorbike. Okay, so the great unboxing event. Let's see how. Here we go. Very nicely packaged, I must say. Sometimes they come less well packaged. This is pretty good. It's a C6 series, Aoocci C6 series. Looks nice. It comes with a 6.25 inch, so that's good. That's comparable with my current one from CarABC. Oh, here we go. Dual 1080p front and rear cameras, wireless CarPlay, Bluetooth, GPS. It's got GPS, that's interesting. That might be GPS that's separate to what you get off your phone. Car tire pressure monitor, emergency recording, and it's waterproof. So pretty much the same features as the CarABC, I think. So it'll be very interesting to compare. For me, the most important things are brightness and glare resistance. The rest of it, I mean, is pretty standard. It just does what your phone tells it to do. And they're fantastic, let's be honest. So let's have a look. I'm afraid it's the death of the traditional brands. You can't beat these. Alright, so there it is. Aoocci. Maybe I can put the light on. Is this light on? So I think it's a protector, but it's not fully flush. So I'm going to remove it, but not yet. Maybe I'll remove it once we see if it's glary. So on the back, okay, your standard connectors. In fact, these are very familiar. They all look the same nowadays. So that's cool. Presumably one is power. The yellow ones will be the 2 cameras, and the red one is going to be a controller. Controller? What controller? Okay. Alright, so there we go. There are the 2 cameras. Pretty standard looking cameras. I don't know how they compare to the other ones I've got, but they're very interesting. I presume they're all very similar. So there's one, there's the other. Yes, I get a screwdriver. Ah, nice. What I didn't get with the CarABC is they forgot to give me the stickers and they forgot to give me the brackets. And I'm assuming those are little brackets. I'm assuming that there are brackets. Yes, there are the brackets. Okay, so with these brackets I can now actually finish the CarABC install. It's a bit of a cheat, eh? But that's cool. So there's 3 of them. I'm not sure why there's 3. We only have 2 cameras. Okay, there's your tire pressure monitor. They look very similar. Be interesting to see how they compare in terms of their accuracy with the other ones that I've got. There's the cable for the 1 camera. There is, oh, whoa, what's all of this? Whoa. Okay, cables. There's the other the camera cable. That I'm presuming is a glare shield that does that. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of glare shields. I know that they help, but I prefer not to have a glare shield, so I will leave it off. Okay, there is actually quite a nice ball joint. So onto the back. I probably won't use that unless I have no other options. Presumably that is a data transfer cable, or a powered, probably to power the unit, USB when it's not on your bike. Wow, I think this is the first time I've ever had an SD card sent, TF card sent with a unit. They normally don't come with anything, and you have to go and buy and put your own one in. And it's U3, 64 gigs. That's good. I mean, they're not expensive nowadays, but that's really good that you actually get a TFT card. Nice. They have got motorcycle manuals. Okay, to be fair, they have got manuals, which I will scan and have a look at as well. So there we go. All very exciting. I want to turn it on. It looks like it answers your. It's got a phone, it's got a home, and it's got a camera. So this is what we've seen elsewhere before. I had something like this on the Podofo, which I don't use anymore. Very nice, and I made some nice videos with Podofo. They just were too slow to start up, where the Carpuride was instant, and the car ABC looks to be just as instant. So that's the third thing that's important for me, is how quickly they start. Anti-glare, brightness in sunlight. Anyway, so this one comes with, again, a controller. So if you want to answer the phone without pushing any buttons, if you want to go back home, or if you, presumably that's cycling between home and CarPlay, and then if you want to flick around your video streams. So again, very standard, but this is quite a nicely built one. It's actually very nice, robust, looks very weatherproof. So all in all, so far, the actual quality is really excellent. I'm very happy with the quality. There's no on-off button anywhere. So if you wanted to instantly turn it off, which sometimes, oh, this is very nice. It's actually got a GPS bump. Can you see that? Okay, the GPS is built in there. So like the car ABC, I think the car ABC has one, and I think the Carpuride doesn't. I'll have to do a little comparison, but this has got a built-in GPS. So if you don't have a phone, or you for some reason aren't using CarPlay or Android Auto, you can still throw up a map, and you can still get your GPS coordinates, and you can still ride on the map. And I think that's really helpful, because sometimes, you know, if you're not careful, your battery on your phone runs out, and now you're stuck, you've got nothing. Where if that happens, because you've got a built-in GPS, most likely it's got a built-in mapping system as well, which we'll check now. And if it does, then that's actually pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's see what happens. I'm going to give it some juice. May not be enough juice. Oh, no, there we go. Aoocci. Aoocci. Ride safe, drive fun, Aoocci. Okay, start quickly. Come, I want you. There you go. That was. It's actually quite bright. It is actually quite bright. I don't know if you can see glare. A little bit. If I point it up at the light. A little bit. Yeah. But still looks pretty good. It's got a driving recorder. It's got your tire pressure. Presumably that's where your video camera will go, the date and time. And I'm glad to see, brilliant, it's actually got the right day and time. Look, it's not 10:21 for me, it is 3:21, so it's the wrong time zone. But some of these things forget their time. When you turn them on, their time is wrong. Very irritating. How hard can it be to keep a little tiny, you know, battery going to keep the time? Or EEPROM. It does feel quite premium, I must say. It's got quite a nice feel. But they're all starting to feel good now. In the beginning, some of them were quite plasticky. I mean, even that is not plastic. It's metal. Okay. Notice, SD card is preparing. It's actually very, very nicely waterproofed. It's probably the best waterproofing system I've seen for an SD card on one of these. That's very nice. There you go. They were pretty instant, eh? Look at that. Full screen mode. That's quite cool. So I'll just point it roughly at me. Okay. Do I look? Yes, I look better now. Hello. Yeah, it's got quite a good interface for seeing your videos. Again, it's actually got quite a good manual. It's much more detailed than this, so that's obviously what they want you to do. Is alright, here's the CarPlay instructions on how to connect CarPlay. Let's see what it says. Interconnect. Android. Change to Android Auto mode. Confirm. I was in CarPlay mode. Okay. Now I should be able to do a Bluetooth connection. See, it helps to read the book. Now what? There we go. This is always how quick does it take. Continue. There you go, and we're in. Okay. So, there it is. Okay, it's got quite a big border. I was hoping it was the full screen. It's not the full screen. That is quite a big border. I'll need to compare that to see how that compares to other units. Okay, it seems fairly responsive. You've got that button, you can go and look at your... Okay, so that's the usual. Go back home, interconnect. Okay. Yeah, that's the one disappointment, is the very large border. So anyway, I bought the Carpuride just to compare, and it also has a big border, but it's not as big. This is fairly substantial. But maybe you can see it just from the side. Can you see? Yeah, you can see pretty clearly the black border. On. Oh no, there we go. It's quite slow. I'll do that later. I just wanted to unbox it. Okay, we are going to install it on the Mighty GS, which I'm going to put it alongside the Carpuride. I'll probably put it over here just so I can compare them. Joy funny. Okay, Aoocci C6. I got all the pieces laid out nicely, the unit, and I'm going to now start to put the bracket on. Okay, so I'm going to use this RAM mount type of thing, the ball, to attach it to the bike. It comes with some rubber stops, which none of the other devices I've ever installed has, so that's interesting. It provides a little bit of vibration dampening, I assume. So we'll use that. What's also interesting is the actual mount. I've had a few devices that have come with this nicely silver anodized type of bracket. So we'll see how that works. What's interesting is they use a security Torx screw. You don't see that too often. That's a nice security feature. And here they've got the Allen key and the end, the Torx security end, to help you. So that's a security feature you don't see too often, which is pretty cool. Okay, there we go. Pretty sturdy. Okay, well, there's no shortage of these spaces on your mount. I'll just try a few of them and make sure they fit correctly. What also comes is this. I was confused about this for a second until I realized it's actually for the remote control. It fits quite neatly together, so I'll remember that. Okay, it's gonna sit over there just like that. I'm not going to lie to you, this took a bit more effort to get on than I thought. Very fiddly little brackets. It looks very nice now that it's all on, but man, getting the right spacer and getting the right bracket and getting it all sturdy took a while, but it's on and looks good. Okay, we are ready to give this a go. There it is. There's the controller, temporary, so don't complain about that because it's temporary, but I have both cameras at the back, which is quite cool. I'll give that a go. I just need to point them correctly. There you go. And then on the front, the Carpuride is there and the Aoocci is there. Just need to also put that up. Okay, so let's give it a start test, should we? Hold a sec. Go. Oh, Aoocci first. and then Carpuride, but let's see who gets my phone first. That's always the test, which one grabs the phone. Ooh, got noises. Come on, both of you wake up. Looks like the Carpuride grabbed it. Yep. Although, have I actually set this up? I think I have. Yeah, I think so. Alright, oh, there we go. There's the rear view. Let's get the other one going. There we go. Okay, so it's just not got a great fingerprint. So there they are, front and back. That's front. That's back. And there they are, the two of them. Much the same picture. Do I see a difference in quality? Well, this one's got a strange frame rate problem, but that's my setting probably. Okay, I've got to be honest, Carpuride is easier. Look at this, dink. Got to hold it and then do it quite firmly. So I would say without too much playing, the Carpuride screen is more touch friendly. Nicely, they have front and rear printed on them, so it helps. Nicely, come on. There. All right, and that's pretty good. It's immediate, 35 and 40, which is probably correct. I will check that against the bike internal sensors when I'm riding. Okay, sure. Thought for a minute I might have a problem there. What am I doing? Gloves. I'll just take some easy gloves. It's interesting is the new cameras seem to have a wider aperture, or whatever you call that thing. So I'm curiously excited to see if the quality of the footage is better than my Carpuride. Okay, so I'm going to let that one run. In fact, I might just put the back on. No, I'll just leave it like that, just so I can see the color difference. They look the same in this light. This one is recording as well, which is good. So is this one. Click there, and I go there. It's also recording. However, I've got like 3% left on my phone, so I better get going. In fact, I'll just leave the garage door open and we'll just do the block. Okay, so from here I would say they're probably roughly the same reflectivity, because they're both fairly shiny surfaces, but I have no problem seeing either of them. What I'm keen to see is how quickly the interface turns when I take corners, because sometimes that can be a problem. Let's watch it turn. Okay. Took a few misturns to get it right, but it's fine now. And I should be seeing much the same. Something else I'm playing with for the very first time is a DJI mini mic. I used to have the mic 2, well I still have two mic 2s, which I'm now going to use purely for my wife and I when we go traveling. Daryl bought this little mini and I thought nah, because it doesn't have a USB charger port, you have to dock it. I thought it had less endurance. It doesn't have certain 32-bit sound quality, so I just thought, why would I bother? Yowza, until I saw how small it was and I put it in my helmet. So much more comfortable. So I will forgive a whole bunch of things. I mean, I'm not in a digital studio here, who cares if I'll even notice the sound difference. I doubt I will. But yeah, really keen to see. We'll take the next one. So how does the interface work? Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. I would still say the Carpuride has the edge. has the edge, but let's rather be fair. I'm in second. I'll just go on to auto, and let's just play. Down, up. Let's pick some music. Okay, go back. These gloves should be fine. See if I go here. Pretty instant. Yeah. I think the difference in the CPU is a little clear. There's no one behind me. Let's go pick something a bit more beefy. Like, come on. Anything on that side? No, let's go to Osmand. See how long it takes Osmand to fire up. Come on. Yeah. Look, it's very pretty. It does everything you need it to do. It's nice and smooth. What I think I need to do is just need to have them both running. So my next trip, which will be a fairly long trip, just to give it an honest go, is I will but can you see how instant that is? It's very, it's very snappy. Here I feel like I have to push a little harder, a little longer, but these are not the best gloves, I'll be the first to admit. Alright, so something else I want to know is, what does my air pressure say? So let's just go back, exit, and let's see what my tire pressure is. So I am 35 psi and 41 psi according to here, which according to my bike is 34 and 40. So 1 psi consistently different, which I'm completely happy with. That's marginal. So that's nice that the tire pressure monitor works nicely. So I'm happy with that. It's a little unfair on one of them, but I'll just try and do a few angles and just see how good the camera looks just purely through the display. I think, let me lift my, I think the Aoocci is the winner. It's brighter, and from what I can tell, it looks clearer. So I do think there's a difference. It's got a wider field of view. I'll see if I can play with the field of view or if that's just how it comes, but just out of the box, riding on a bike, looking, not that I'll ever do this, I got to say I'm impressed with the Aoocci. I think it might be the winner on that front. And next time I come ride, I will take, have them both connected to different phones so that I can properly compare the glove responsiveness. But guys, to be honest, you know what? Hell's teeth. If these things were around 5 years ago, I would have been dancing on the tables. Instead, we had to stick with difficult proprietary hard-coded things, and even the Zumo XT and the XT2 and then the BMW one, they just can't compete. And whilst these are now going up in price, they used to be the 200 to 300 New Zealand dollar range. They're now the 500 to 600, depending on what you want. If you want tire pressure monitor, whether you want cameras back and front. But if you just want a basic system, just so you can have a map and play music, you don't have to spend that much. So the prices are going up, but so is the quality. I'm really enjoying the video feed, I must be honest. I mean, here that I'm now in the garage, they look very similar, right? But if you look carefully at the features of my leather jacket over there and over there, I don't know if you can see them with this camera, but also you can see some of the parts over here, my man cave, all right? You can't see that there, but then you can see the clothes. They're not quite pointing in the same direction. So it's a little unfair, I suppose. Let's see if I can turn it this way. Yeah, but even so, I've got the clothes just there. Can't see the man cave. Now if I move it this way, just get the clothes there, I've got the man cave, and I've got my little shelf there. So it's definitely got a wider field of view. I really like this better. And look at the colors. Good on you, Aoocci. That's pretty impressive. Okay, well, I'm somewhere else now. But in summary, there's a lot of things I like about the Aoocci, and there's a few things I don't. But overall, it's a very balanced product, and I think it competes very well with all the others on the market. I would say my Carpuride is still top dog, with the exception of the video and the video feeds. But then mine's a few years old, and I haven't seen the latest ones. There's only one thing about the Aoocci is pick a logo. You've obviously got clearly a challenging spelling for your name, so and you've gone through various permutations. I quite like the latest permutation, and I was given strict instructions. It's Aoocci. So when you can get past that, it's a really good buy. And they've got some deal on, so I'll put it in the chat. 28% or something, quite a significant discount over the next couple of weeks leading up to Black Friday. So check that out if you're interested. Yeah, you can get a discount. Probably does not much for me, but that's not what it's about. It's about having fun and enjoying your bike. So go do that.